All right, we're live. Hey, everybody, welcome to Banana Land out here. Tonight we got John Crump. I'm sure everybody knows John Crump by now. He's been over here a couple times, and I've been over there with John on Fireside Chats a few times. If you don't know John, John's a editor and writer for Ammo Land, and he's also the Virginia chapter um, person for the GOA. Oh, we lost him. I'm sure he'll be back. He's currently driving right now, so he's got some spotty transmission. But we also have with us Devin from the Trenchwork Chronicles, and you're here in Virginia, aren't you, Devin?
Yes, sir. Are you in
All right.
Virginia too?
Yes, sir. I'm
Oh,
right next
dope.
to Richmond.
Oh, really? I'm speaking at a rally in Richmond on the 15th of August.
Nice, nice. So, I'm not sure if all my viewers know exactly who you are, but yeah, give them a little bit of your background and what the Trenchwork Chronicles is all about.
Um, I'm a Second Amendment advocate, activist, whichever one you want to use. I linked up with John probably 3 years ago. He gave me a spot on what is it? Not Liberty Report. Yeah, Liberty. No, Black Swan Media. We'll just go with that because I think that's what everybody's under, anyways. But he gave me a spot on Black Swan Media to start my own podcast. I'm almost 80 episodes in, and it's all interview based. So I just interview trainers, influencers, literally anybody involved with guns, lawyers, everybody. Um, I kind of pride myself on having some of the more off script discussions that a lot of people don't like to have. I tell people I don't believe in awkward moments. So literally, I talk about anything. But yeah, that's really it. Oh, I am linking up with Walk to Talk America to start a outreach program for inner city youth. It's going to be mental health based, but it's called Kids the Kings, and you can follow that one on Instagram as well. But we have a lot of good projects coming out with that. So yeah, that's my spew.
Right on, right on. Hey, John, you just got a new book that came out recently, right? And maybe
Yes,
everybody,
it
yeah.
came out a little bit over a week ago. It's called Speaking with Giants. It is to raise some money for my niece who was diagnosed with a brain cancer. So all the proceeds go to my niece.
Okay. And what
Hey,
is?
And
John, did I make your book?
did you make my book? I
Did I
haven't
make it?
interviewed you.
Am I in it?
I didn't. I haven't interviewed you, so
Okay.
it's not like all my Amalan interviews and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
So speaking with giants in terms means that you're speaking with all the big names in the
Big
Two A
names.
firearms
community.
world and yep, 2A community and stuff. Right on. Yep, I just ordered my copy this afternoon. Should be here on Monday. Can't wait to get it.
Thank you.
All right, so we got some people out in the crowd now. Crazy Scotsman, Kingpin, Christian Grest, Cab Trooper 19D, seen Lawrence Lerwick out there, my buddy the Archangel. Hope y'all stick around for the show. It should be pretty good. So today we're going to basically be talking about we, the 2A community. You know, what can we do in this current environment with all this crazy stuff that's going on right now to help improve things, you know, for the positive, for the better. You know, since I've been in the 2A community, I've met some extraordinary people and some really caring, sharing, giving people. So I think that a lot of us should be able to, especially bigger names out there, hopefully should be able to help influence some things for the better out there in the world right now, especially with all this COVID-19 crap that's going on and all the bickering between that. And then now with all this new stuff happening, all these riots and protests and this overwhelming call to race and racism and all that. So what are your thoughts on that, Devin?
Which part exactly? Where we're
Uh,
at with it all? Like current
yeah,
climate?
like where we're at with it all. Yeah, what do you think?
Um I think the media has manufactured another hype train around the camp or around an election year, in my opinion. Yeah, they do what they always do. They highlight what they want to highlight. They make their echo chambers mad, and they go at it. We're not, as a whole, we're not smart enough to recognize that's the play. So everybody gets entrenched in their sides, and everybody goes to political war, whether it's on Twitter, rallies, wherever. And then
Yeah,
there's people like us that get stuck defending the middle ground.
right. And to you, what is the middle ground?
Honestly, just not being afraid to have a conversation with somebody who has an opposing view of yours. Like you're going to be able to find some type of commonality between you and whoever you're talking to, whether it's just mutual respect within the conversation for whatever reason. And honestly, it's probably because people are so engulfed in their phones and just watching all of what they only want to watch. People just get stuck in their echo chamber mentalities. And if you don't, unplug and reach out to somebody who's across the alley, you're always going to be like that. Did I answer your question?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
I know I get like that too, where I'll go off on a little tangent and be like, "Oh shit, did I actually answer that question, or did I come up with some whole different topic altogether?" But it all goes around in a circle sometimes,
Right.
So, but yeah, I agree totally. The media hype is completely outlandish with everything that's going on. And for some reason or another, they just tend to push and push and push a single narrative. Now, is that because you think they're for one side more than another? Are they controlled by a certain group of people versus another group of people? Or, what do you think that comes from?
I always say two birds, same plane crash, or two wings, same plane crash. It lit like honestly, to me, especially where you can see that it's obviously a one-party system, not a two-party system, is that the other party always throws out a lame duck candidate. Like right now, Joe Biden, he's literally losing his mind, but they're still pushing him. Like literally, what was it, Super Tuesday, where everybody quit on the same day to push him to the front of the nominations?
Yep.
He's literally going insane, but that's the best that they're going to throw out there because they think Trump is that far ahead to where they don't have a chance. Like,
right.
To me, it's ridiculous, and it just shows it's like, all right, well, it's something we're playing one game, and they're to me just giving an alley oop to the other side. But I don't know if that answered your question. I'm gonna ask you that probably after every question, but
yeah. No, I mean it was a good answer. What do you think about that, John? Oh,
he doesn't think about that.
He was about to say something. I saw his mouth open. We got some good comments out here.
See, part of the problem is we're all willing
Sorry.
to have a discussion, but the
Sorry, my
other
son
side
knocked
just
off my.
wants to push their opinion. What? Yeah, that's on both sides though. The
Yeah,
crazy
my son knocked.
Scotsman, that's on
My
both
son knocked the
sides.
phone out of my hand.
Like,
All right.
can I address that?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. All right. So the way a very good example of that being on both sides is Candace Owens. Like she pushes the most wild ass right wing talking points down people's throat, and it's fucking ridiculous. Like I don't know if y'all probably don't know, but there's a giant divide right now in like the black conservative movement because of some of the more divisive shit that she's said. Am I allowed to cuss on here? I should have
Yeah, go
asked.
ahead, man.
Okay.
I mean, I usually try not to, but I mean, I swear on a daily basis. I'll tell you, I work in such an industry that every other word out of my mouth is fuck. So I'm not opposed to it.
I'll try my hardest. But on this topic, I don't know. Like, and honestly, she makes people like her make it harder for people like me to present conservative values to black people that might be on the fence of, well, hey, maybe the Democratic Party isn't for us anymore. You know what I'm saying? And I tell people, I don't care what you choose, just make sure you're choosing it. And it's not a mob mentality of we're going with this candidate because I am not black if I don't vote for Joe Biden. You know what I mean?
Well,
Yeah.
Devin is my white black friend.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, someone told me that I didn't have black friends. I didn't have black friends. I had white black friends.
Yeah.
And this is someone that was supposed to be like
Candace
anti-racist.
Owens is awesome. Tell me what she says that is wrong. Well, the problem is she only builds her following off of attacking black people. She never offers a solution. Tell me where she's ever been. Like, she complains about Chicago all the time. You'll never see her in Chicago. She only uses it as a talking point. I actually just brought this up on Hank Strange's show the other day. The 2A community will use Chicago as a talking point, talking about it's that bad. They have the most gun laws, blah, 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 blah. But there's no action from the 2A community actually in Chicago to change any of that. There's no outreach programs, nothing. So to me, it's like, if you want to complain about it, do something about it or shut up about it. I could go on a list of stuff that Candace has said that's wrong. Really, if you go to my Instagram, a lot of it's right there. But yeah, no, her, Brandon Tatum, the grifters, the people who came conservatives when Trump ran for office, those are the people that really shouldn't be in the spotlight because they don't represent the demographic well at all.
Yeah, I mean, I can see your point on that because I've watched a lot of the talking points that Candace Owens is on, and she very rarely makes a statement about how to improve things, where she more or less just kind of goes at everything full bore and just says
She's the black Tommy Lauren. That's what we've called her for the longest time. Kingpin said name one. Okay, one, she said that black people are using George Floyd as a martyr. We're not. We never have. It's just another example of police brutality that is another highlight. Like, and that's the thing, like, people get confused when black people bring up police brutality as if we're the only ones that deal with it. By the numbers, white people are getting fucked up by police just as much and more than black people. So it's a problem regardless. Like, if you want to ignore it because there's one race that's addressing it, okay, but you know, it's a problem nonetheless.
I think the media and all that more are using George Floyd as the martyr just kind of to stir up shit.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, it's not like we chose him. Does that make sense?
No,
And that's something that she tried to make a point about, is that black people are the only ones that make that advocate for their criminals to be like their heroes or some stupid shit like that.
Well, I do want to bring up something that you said, Devin. You said the 2A communities haven't been in Chicago, but GOA has done a lot in Chicago. So has Maj and also Rhonda Izell as well.
John, I'm talking about mainstream people. I was gonna get to them. I literally just made a post about this. You already know about that. But yeah. Okay. Other than Maj, Rhonda Izell, Gun Owners of America, my boy Mike from MJ's Firearms, he does a lot of good work with teaching women how to shoot out there. But yeah, other than those four entities, I don't know very many people from the Second Amendment community that's doing anything in Chicago to better it.
Yeah, because there's a lot of stuff going on in Chicago. I mean, every Monday I see an article about how many people died over the weekend due to all the violence and everything that's going on up there. So, yeah, that's probably about the craziest world to live in at this point.
There's St. Louis. Yeah, and there's Baltimore. Honestly, a lot of people don't know Chicago's actually on the they're on the drop as far as crime rate goes. Okay. They're just used as the poster boy of the most fucked up place in America. I don't know why. Like, Baltimore's way worse than Chicago, but you hear about Chicago way more.
I would agree in Baltimore. 100%.
Yeah.
I hear a lot of bad about Baltimore. I mean,
it ain't good.
You know, when you see people coming in from all over the place to try to make an impact and help clean up an area, like the way I can't remember what the guy's name was, but he started cleaning up in Baltimore and trying to help people clean up and make it a nicer place, you know. Uh, and then you got people like Al Sharpton commending the mayor of Baltimore for doing such a great job when his city's in shambles, you know.
There's a lady named Kimberly Klasick. She's running for Congress in Baltimore. That's somebody that people should look up and follow. She's a conservative and she's doing really good work out there. She's trying to clean up the streets. She's trying to give people their rights back. She's super pro gun. She's actually coming to an event that I'm hosting in Atlanta, but she's definitely somebody out of Baltimore I support.
Right on. So, and what is she running for again?
Congress, I think. I don't know, to be honest. Somebody lost or died, and their wife was running for their spot. She's running against them. Hold on, I'll find out. John, I know you know.
Look it up. I have to know.
Got John Voorhees out there saying hello to you, Devin.
What up, John?
Yeah, I have to know. It's kind of part of my job. To know all that stuff. Yeah.
And
you find it yet, Devin?
I think so. Yeah.
Google.
Yeah, congressional Republican nominee for District 7 out of Baltimore.
Okay, Lawrence has a pretty good comment here because a lot of people bring up the racism thing. He says, if I'm racist for voting Republicans, then they are pedophiles for voting Democrat. I mean, what do you think?
But there's
about
pedophiles in the Republican Party too, so
yeah.
I don't have a problem with you voting for Republicans. I just wish Republicans would get their shit together.
Yeah, they have been super quiet on everything that's been going on here lately.
Right.
They're definitely very quiet. What do you think about that, John?
Yeah, I think they need to step out there some more and get their message out more. It seems like the Republicans are too worried about what people think of them on the other side, people that are never going to go for them, than what they need to be pushing. You look, they pushed my stuff is gun rights, so they pushed the decriminalization of suppressors. And then they had the House, Senate, and the presidency where they could have easily passed the Inherent Protection Act, but yet they didn't because they didn't want to piss off the people on the other side. And if you don't think that Democrats would try to push some type of assault weapons ban if they had all three chambers, I mean, the two chambers of Congress and the White House, then you're crazy.
I'm watching the comments. John, I agree, but I'm watching the comments. All right, the whole pedophile thing. I mean, Trump said that he wishes Ghislaine Maxwell well, and that he doesn't know that much about it. But you can find the clip earlier where he literally references Prince Andrew while he's talking about pedophile island being a cesspool. So you know something. I'm just saying, the whole percentage shit, it doesn't really matter. The swamp is full.
Yeah. What were you about to say, John?
My bad, John. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Well, at least they didn't go to Pedophile Island 30 times like Bill Clinton did and never realized something was going on.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, there's something big going on, and we really need to expose it. And like he said, there's a lot in the swamp, and that needs to be drained.
Sure.
How long do you think it would
There's
take
that.
before Maxwell
The
decides himself?
the comment about police. The only problem I have with that is the whole just do their job thing. Like that's cool, but if your job is violating people's constitutional rights, stop doing that job. Like I don't really care if that's your job. Stop doing your job.
Well, I mean, I don't think that is their job. I know there are some police out there that do violate people's constitutional rights, but that's actually uh, in direct opposition to what the job is. The job is to protect and defend the Constitution of the United States. And if you are violating people's rights by enforcing such things as red flag laws, then you're actually not doing your job. There are a lot of people out there, like, he upholding the Constitution. There's Sheriff Chris Brown in Arkansas who would not enforce any type of unconstitutional laws. Sheriff Scott Jenkins in Culpeper, who also said the same thing. If it goes against the Constitution, then we're going to enforce it.
Don't we have a sheriff that's deputizing like his whole town?
Yeah, I can't.
That's Scott Jenkins.
Yep.
Scott Jenkins out of Culpeper.
That's dope.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like
There's John on a flip
like, you know.
John's on dial-up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am on I'm just up that area. I was out in like towards the Hamptons. So
You would think the Hamptons would have good reception.
no.
Armin and Exit says you're on an old flip phone. Let's see. The job was supposed to be.
Yeah, I thought it was coming back into town today, but it's actually tomorrow.
I'm having flashback from Wayne's World. Try.
So what we're driving back towards the city from the Hamptons right now. Traffic's a little bit heavier than what we thought it was going to be.
Yeah, they were supposed to be having some big Back the Blue event going on up there in New York, and apparently Ted Nugent and who else was supposed to show up? I can't remember. Some congressman or something was supposed to show up, and Governor Cuomo decided that he wanted to put a stop to the whole thing, and he made it so that the congressman and Ted Nugent weren't allowed to come into the state, and if they did come into the state, they were supposed to be quarantined for 14 days before they could go out and about in the public.
What?
And yet Taco Max is walking around.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean that's I mean if we have the First Amendment in this country and freedom of speech, that's something right there that the governor has done automatically just to say that the First Amendment doesn't apply because you want to have a Back the Blue. And right now in New York, with everything that's going on up there, where they're all screaming to defund the police and all this other stuff, I mean,
well, here's the thing. A lot. Most people don't want to do that. Most people are diametrically opposed to doing that. Which is kind of, yeah. The place where you hear that is like in Manhattan and where like the rich areas. You don't really hear it in the other areas, which is kind of funny.
Yeah. Just watched a great video regarding how ushered Marxism from leading to the Civil War. It's creepy how it's veering back. I mean,
it
civil
really
unrest
is.
is also something that America's been doing from day one. We've
Yeah, but
always had
not
some
like
shit
this.
popping off.
I don't think. I think what's happening here is you're having certain groups hijacking, uh, like the Black Lives Matter movement, and also you have the Black Lives Matter organization that doesn't want people to distinguish between the Black Lives Matter movement and the Black Lives Matter organization as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, even the Black Lives Matter movement in itself is fraction because the rally that I'm speaking at is technically a Black Lives Matter rally, but they're being condemned by the quote unquote national chapter of Black Lives Matter for it being a Second Amendment rally.
Yeah, because the national group, look at the leader of the national group. Um, like two of the leaders of the national group are Marxists, and then you have Sean King, which Devin I think has some strong opinions on Sean King.
I mean, he's the typical white guy with a white savior complex that thinks he can come in and change everything for black people. And I'm like, nah, we didn't even ask for his help. So
I call
nah.
it the Avatar complex.
Yeah, John calls it the Avatar complex.
So
Same thing.
why do you call it the Avatar complex?
You watch Avatar, you have these Na'vi who are awesome fighters, and the way of life is threatened, but yet they couldn't do anything by themselves. It took a white guy to come in and help them to defeat the other white guy. But they couldn't do it by themselves. They had to look to the leadership of a white savior.
So what do you think about this? What the heck were those people called that? They called themselves the Black Militia Group, the ones that went down to Stone Mountain. And I guess earlier today they were having some kind of rally where
The ones that shot themselves.
Yeah. What do you feel about that? How do you feel about these guys? Are they helping the cause? Or are they hurting the cause? What?
They're as goofy as the lady and her husband standing outside with the fake gun and the empty M16. Like, people do everything for attention now, and it's just getting fucking ridiculous. Like, last time there was images of people with the same group with somebody with like an active jam in their gun during the march. Like, there were people out there with like airsoft guns. Yeah, they had airsoft guns. Like, it was just a bunch of bullshit. And
what are you gonna do? Poke out an
I
eye?
mean, this is what happens.
Shoot someone's eye out?
When you don't take guns serious, that's what happens.
Yeah,
And now your movement really looks like a complete joke. It was already bad from the beginning, but now that shit looks really bad.
Well, the thing is, when they had the one negligent discharge, there was actually 3 negligent discharges right in a row.
How?
I guess he shot one time and freaked out. I was like, oh my god, it pulled the trigger twice more.
Yo, wow.
Yeah, like Dr. Cogn. Oh, go ahead, John. Sorry.
Wow.
Finger on the trigger with the safety off is not the smartest thing to do.
No, definitely not. That's like Dr. Cognitive was saying, lots of people are believing that they're like LARPers trying to play a game, or maybe they're hired actors out there to try to push some kind of agenda or something. I'm not sure what the
I think they're actors. Yeah. I think they're actors. The guy who's leading it, he used to be like a rapper and
Grandmaster Jay.
Yeah, he won some like mixing board award in like the 90s. Like, it's a bunch of goofy shit.
Yeah, they're what is it? Black Hebrew lights or whatever.
He's a part of them? Are you sure?
Yes.
Nah, no, he's not. No, he's not.
Yeah, he is.
Are you sure?
Positive.
How are you sure?
I was watching some of his little videos.
Okay.
It
I
came
mean,
directly from him.
I didn't give any of like that shit attention. Like when I saw it, I was like, nope, not this one. I'll sit this one out. And then boom, perfect example of why today.
So what do you feel like we as the 2A community, how do you feel we could try to strike a positive impact on the world and everything that's going on right now, especially to combat racism? I mean, to me personally, I don't think that anybody's any different from any other person. You know, for me, it's all about your will and desire to be better than what you are or to put yourself on the right path. You know, I think everybody has the same opportunities, but it's your willingness to take these opportunities and make something out of them that will set you apart and make you different. And that, you know, a lot of people get caught up in stereotypes. And to me, I think a stereotype is nothing more than a trap.
Why do you
Can I
think
answer?
everybody has the same opportunity?
Because we're all people. I mean, why wouldn't everybody have the same opportunity?
Because of upbringing, because of the areas that they live in, generational economical benefits. There's a lot that goes into that. I definitely wouldn't say that everybody has the same opportunity, but that's my opinion.
Everybody has an opportunity. Okay, let's put it this way. Everybody has an opportunity to make their lives better or more of what they would want it to be. It's all about
Yeah,
finding that opportunity and taking it instead of letting
yeah.
yourself
Can I?
get caught in a stereotype.
Some of
Go ahead.
with the groups like Mod Story and Black Guns Matter, Ron Izell and Chicago Guns Matter, and Tony Simon at Diversity Shoot, and be willing to actually pitch in and go to the inner city and preach like gun rights and go with these guys. I think one thing that's been neglected is for years, gun rights organizations just wrote off the inner cities. And I think it's starting to change now, which is good. But I think we would have a lot stronger foothold, and 2A rights would be a lot stronger if we would have done that a lot earlier.
Yeah, that's for sure. There's a lot of gatekeeping that goes on in the 2A community. Like honestly, like not to say that these people wouldn't have thrived, that other people wouldn't have thrived, but Gun Owners of America has put a lot of resources behind getting into the inner city. And for real, I think every other gun organization just needs to take notes from what they're doing right now. We just did the Second Amendment panel at the Libertarian National Convention, and the discussion is the Second Amendment for everybody? And it was a really good discussion. Hank Strange was a part of it. Maj Toure was a part of it. Edgar from Guns for Everyone was a part of it. So it was a real unfiltered, really raw conversation.
Antonia made an appearance there.
Yeah, Antonio was the one that set it all up.
It was a Gun Owners of America panel.
I said that part, John.
I know, but I'm just trying to make sure everyone realizes it, trying to push the group a little bit.
Right. GOA all the way, baby. I've actually had Jordan Stein on the podcast once before, too. Gun Owners of America, I think they're definitely the premier 2A organization in the country right now. I mean, the NRA had its day, but they have so many internal problems and so many problems with greed going on that they can't even focus and see straight anymore. So, you know, I think the NRA definitely needs to reform themselves, but from within before they can do anything on the outside any good for the 2A. That's for sure.
One thing that Gun Owner did is instead of when we try to figure out how to reach the black community, instead of just saying, okay, this is how we're going to reach them, we actually went and we talked to actual people in the community. Said, what's the best way to reach people in the black community? And with Antonia and Devin himself there and Moz and some of the other people, we reached out to them and we're like, hey, how do we do this? Because, me saying, oh, this is how we reach the black community, it's not going to really make a difference because, I'm a white guy. What the hell do I know about that? But I do know people who know, so why not reach out to them and figure out what to do?
Yeah, that's true. They didn't do the pandering thing that gun owners or that the NRA did.
Yeah,
And they didn't gatekeep like the NRA did. Like the NRA treated a bunch of black people like very poorly behind the scenes that a lot of people don't really know about. I'm not gonna name drop because that's not my business to tell, but they've done some real shady shit and they've been doing it for a long time. So honestly, what's happening to them is just a reflection of their mindset. Like they're so out of touch with America that they're only trying to play to a certain base. And honestly, that's been that's been their downfall, is the fact that they're only trying to play to one base and everybody sees it. I remember it was a couple months ago. Shannon Watts came out and she literally said something that I tweeted that the Second Amendment community will continue to lose if we don't start highlighting demographics and making the Second Amendment look like the rest of America, meaning different shades and colors of everybody, right? Shannon Watts came out and said the same thing. I posted mine where everybody loved it, and then I posted hers where everybody hated it. And I was like, this is the problem. Like, we can't even just agree that this objective opinion is the actual issue. It's the underlying issue to everything. But we just want to get entrenched on who said it and who did, or what side the person who said it is on, and never address the actual problem.
I think it's more than just that. Shannon Watts also, if you read more into that tweet, some of her other tweets and whatnot, was that the Second Amendment community is inherently racist and closed doors and would never accept people of other races. So I think that's where a lot of people have issues. Like
she was talking about the NRA specifically at the time, and I mean, she wasn't wrong.
So I'm talking about when she said something similar during the 2A rally, when she said it looked like a white power rally in DC.
Yeah, no. I'm talking about the one when she tweeted about the NRA rally. When the NRA set up that bullshit rally in Richmond after everybody else did. You remember that one? When there was like 14 people that showed up? That's the one that she was talking about, because it was literally a photo of nothing but FUDs in the room. And it was like, I mean, if this is the image that y'all are putting on, I get why black people and other people aren't trying to be a part of it, because this is all you try to highlight. Like, you don't make it look like there's room for other people.
Yeah, I've never been a member of the NRA, only because
good for you. Me neither. I think we're like some of the only people that can say that.
Yeah, I've never been, never will be, because over the years, I mean, growing up as a kid, and I mean, seeing commercials on TV, and now seeing the advertisements they put on the internet, to me, it just seems like all they've ever done is nothing but fear mongering for money, So I could never really get behind them. That's for sure.
I feel you. They were already on the downfall when I came in.
We need the NRA. I'm a member, but we need someone to be the target there. But I'm not going to bash NRA because, I'm a member. I work for another gun rights organization.
I was about to say you can't, but I can.
Well, I agree with what John's saying there. We definitely need somebody to be the target because you don't hear the anti-gunners and the Democrats going after the GOA. They're always pointing the fingers at the NRA, and so aren't all their sheep out there. They're always saying NRA. So I'm like, yeah, that's fine. And my sister, my oldest sister, she is one of the biggest liberals that I know on this planet. I mean, she's the head of her department at Harvard, if that tells you anything. She also still very, very much supports Elizabeth Warren. So
the Indian.
The fake Indian, Pocahontas Warren there. So she's always going on about, the NRA this, the NRA that. I'm like, okay, that's fine. Keep going. I mean, you're really looking in the wrong direction, but if you want to use them as your scapegoat, go ahead. Let all the attention fall on them, so that way other organizations like the GOA can actually get out there and do something.
Well, there was an article that was written about about universal background checks being partially knocked down in Virginia, and they're like the NRA got a universal background check partially knocked down in Virginia. And it's like, it's just like, okay, hit that target on them. We're gonna keep on.
And FIFA and BLM they are terrorist groups. Sorry, I'm reading the comments.
Somebody say about the BLM being a terrorist group. Oh, that's
okay. I mean, shit. These protests prove that. Like, they were fucking up they were tearing up sidewalks. They were like bashing in. They're the ones that destroyed the AutoZone first. Like, I mean, yeah. If that's all they're doing is going around causing trouble like that, yeah.
Well,
Didn't they do the same thing with Didn't they do the same thing with John? What's the white group that they just did? The Proud Boys. Didn't they just deem them as domestic terrorists too? Because they essentially do the same shit. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, it's just keeping the same energy across the board.
A black conservative out in Portland, they just stabbed him for black rights.
What?
So.
Explain that. Wasn't he
Antifa?
like a reporter?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
So Antifa members stabbed a black conservative guy to defend black rights.
Wasn't he holding up like a Trump sign or something too at the time or something?
Yeah. So they called him racist and stabbed him in the back.
Yeah. See, now, I'm not going to say Donald Trump has been the greatest president ever. He has done some good things with the economy, and I mean, this guy,
he though? Has he, or did he just inflate the bubble?
Was boosted. I mean, maybe he took a ball and ran with it, but I don't think Obama started that ball, that's for sure, and George W. Bush didn't start that ball either. So it's hard to say where it came from.
I think Trump did do some good stuff on the economy. On gun rights, not so much, but on the economy, I do believe that he did some good stuff.
Gun rights, he's definitely not a two-way president for sure. I mean, he's like 50-50 on the two-way from what I've seen so far, maybe a little less than 50-50.
I was going to say, what is the other side? Like, what has he done good for the two-way?
Well, I mean, he does come out and says he supports a two-way, and then he was talking about how, I don't think he's done anything good for the two-way, but I don't think he's completely destroying the two-way either at the same time. I mean, he's hurt it for sure. He's put a big dent in it, but I don't think he's like out to kill it or whatever. But, but I do think there's a lot of blatant attacks on him.
I think he's a typical New Yorker.
Yeah, he's a typical New Yorker for sure. I mean, 100%. I mean, that's where he comes from. That's his bloodline right there, But I think there's a lot of unnecessary attacks on him, obviously to kind of cover up other things that are going on behind the scenes that
So
we're
what'd you
not
think
seeing.
about that white power tweet that he tweeted and then quickly deleted?
I didn't hear nothing about that.
Oh yeah, they kept that under wraps real fast. So basically he tweeted out a video where somebody's screaming white power, and then supposedly he didn't see it. He just saw that it was a rally supporting him and then deleted it like 15 minutes later, something like that.
Well,
Yeah.
here's the thing. Did you actually see the video?
No.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. It was him. It was him at a rally, right?
Uh-huh.
And somebody yelled out "white power" in the background, but it wasn't. I didn't even hear it until someone told me about it, and I went back and listened to it like 4 times before I actually heard it. It's faint in the background, so I believe that he probably didn't know.
See, I would give that to him, but everybody says how calculated and how smart he is when it comes to Twitter. I mean, like, I can't give him that. But like, I think Trump's just an old white guy that has old white guy tendencies. I don't really chuck too much up to, like, I didn't give him too much. I didn't vote for him, and I didn't vote for Hillary either. So yeah, I sat that one out, and I'll probably sit this one out.
I didn't sit it out. I voted for a third party, in hopes that maybe one day a third party would actually make it to the debates. So,
see, I looked into Jorgensen, but I can't fuck with her. Sorry, I can't mess with her border policy. That's my biggest problem with her.
But Devin, if you don't vote for Biden, you're not black enough.
I know it's gonna smell like cracker in here, John.
If you know what Biden said, something like that.
Biden is just a puppet and doesn't even. Yeah, I don't even think Biden like. Yeah, I think they're gonna slide somebody else in there. Honestly, this is what I'm thinking, and this is my dark horse tinfoil hat, right? I think they're gonna get like Michelle Obama to be his vice president, and then they're gonna run, and then he's gonna like die, and then it's gonna be the Obamas all over again.
He's gonna commit suicide.
Exactly.
I'm hearing that they're gonna.
All right, yo. Nice to meet you. What was that? Because John always has, man, you always have the good takes. We have to be able to hear you, John.
Yeah. That's at least one.
Damn it.
Originally, we were hearing Stacey Abrams in the running, but now I'm hearing that she's out, and it looks like it's like about an 80% chance it's Tammy Duckworth.
Yeah, I only caught about half of that, if that, because you're breaking up a little bit, John.
It sounded good though.
Originally, there was a few people like Stacey Abrams, but from what I'm hearing, she's out now, and there's about 80% chance of it being Tammy Duckworth if she accepts. There's an 80% chance. I'm giving an 80% chance of accepting, but it's hers. It's hers to turn down.
Look, John, don't kill my conspiracy theories, all right? Just let them not come true, and I can duck off like QAnon people do.
Yeah. Yes, he's driving, Armed Ape. Hey, if anybody, let me give a big shout out to my Simeon brother, Armed Ape. Man, he's a cool ass dude, and I'll tell you what, if you haven't checked out his channel, I can't say don't. If you haven't checked out his channel, go over and check out Armed Ape, man. He has a lot of good points, and I'll tell you what, he cracks me up every time, man. I mean, the Slabsky AK, he's the man all the way, man. And I love that new little hammer he's got. You just got to check him out. He definitely deserves a lot more subscribers than he has. That's for sure. John is on John is on a CB. He's driving right now, so he's coming in and out. He's up in New York, and they're on their way back from the Hamptons. I guess they went yachting all day today or something, maybe.
Whatever those rich people do.
So, conspiracy theories. Yeah, there's a lot of conspiracy theories out there right now. So, what do you think about all this stuff? Oh, no problem, Armed Ape. What do you think about all this stuff about the coronavirus and the necessity to wear a mask? And do you believe that any of these masks actually work?
I've been in Texas and Orlando during the spike. I haven't worn a mask once.
Yeah, I haven't
I'm
either.
not going to wear a mask. Yeah, fuck all that. Sorry, but that's the best way I could I can articulate it is no, I'm not wearing a mask.
Yeah.
You know what? All right. This is what somebody told me. They're like, the biggest way to debunk the whole mask thing is the fact that coronavirus is still going on in the Middle East and women in the Middle East are still catching them when they are literally covered head to toe in a mask all day, all the time. How are they still catching it if masks work?
Right. And I read an article earlier that's trying to make everybody believe that these masks are working. You know, I seen this video, and I'm about to do a video of an experiment on masks. See, I work in the collision industry, and I was a painter for many years.
So you already know.
Yeah,
about
every
masks,
year
yeah.
we have to get certified on masks and what they do and how they work and how to properly wear them and everything like that. And how long they last for. So, you know, you might put that mask on, but most of the times it's only good for so long. And they also tell you to take a break every once in a while to breathe some oxygen so you're not breathing all your own breath all day long, your own carbon dioxide and all that stuff, because it can lower your immune system. Now, if you're wearing a mask all day long every day and you're breathing all your own stuff, you're not helping your immune system any by excluding any of the outside germs from getting in, because your immune system needs that little boost of the outside germs to keep it active. Now, a lot of people are like, oh, well, you know, I had this lady who claimed she was a scientist come at me, telling me I don't know nothing about masks and how they work. And I just kind of thought it was funny. And she was like, well, that's just bullshit, debunked science, conspiracy theory science that, you know, wearing masks can lower your immune system and all this. And I was like, okay, if you want to believe that, go ahead. The stuff you're listening to right now is all the brainwashing, mindless drone bullshit that they're force feeding us right now because of this whole, you know, I call it a scamdemic. You know, I mean, yes, the virus is real, but I don't think that everything that they're pushing on us and
as bad as Orlando, or as bad as they keep saying Florida is, right? All of the amusement parks are open.
Yeah, they are open.
So it's like, it doesn't make sense. I don't get it. I mean, I guess I do. It's another form of control. So they're conditioning us to just be able to say, hey, now you have to wear a mask. Like, we're getting softer and softer as a nation. People need to start questioning this shit a lot more.
Right. You know, my biggest thing is I always say, think for yourself and question authority.
Yeah. I like that one. If you can smell a fart wearing a mask, do you think it's keeping out COVID? But I'm gonna use that one.
like I was saying, especially since I saw this video where this guy is wearing a mask and he's riding down the road and he takes his vape and puffs the vape through his mask and then blows it all out through his mask. He's like, yeah, I'm so lucky that these things keep everything out, you know.
Wow.
So in this article I read earlier was talking about how the N99 and N95 masks are the best thing to get because they have a 90% rate of blocking the virus from coming in, you know, but they really don't, because it doesn't seal 100% around your face, because face is not made the way that mask is made. Even though you got that little thing that you can pinch your nose, there's still stuff right here. So
that's what that's for? The little metal thing?
You're supposed to pinch it tight, and that little foam piece that's in there.
I have like 30 masks. I was like, oh, okay. Thank you for telling me that. Again, I refuse to wear them, so I don't know very much about them. But yeah, thank you.
Also, with my experience, because you know we use these N95 masks, you know we did we don't anymore because OSHA disapproved of them in the environment that we work in. Because when you have that mask on, even though you push that thing close to tighten it up, by the end of the day, you can still see dust trails coming down here and dust trails coming in through here.
Mm-hmm.
So you're still breathing that junk in, which is why now they gave us, have us wear these respirators. They're rubber respirators that you actually have to physically seal your face. Obviously, I can't wear that. I don't do that kind of work anymore, but you're supposed to be clean shaven when you wear it so it can create a complete seal. But at the same time, they're ventilated. So even to wear one of those masks defeats the purpose. It might keep the stuff out, but it doesn't keep the stuff in. And basically, the way they've put it out there to the general public is we wear masks to keep the stuff coming from us in so it doesn't go out to everybody else, not to keep the stuff from everybody else coming into us. That's the kind of general perception, because you see a lot of these people saying, well, if you don't wear a mask, you think you're better than me and my family, and that your life is worth more than me and my family's life. So they're under the impression that the mask is only to keep stuff from going out, not from coming in.
Gosh, that's so frustrating.
Right. But I mean, no mask is perfect. And if this virus is as massively infectious as they say it is, have you ever seen like a documentary on like what a virologist does all day when they study viruses, the suits that they wear? It's like this completely sealed up suit.
Yeah, the white suits.
Right. It's a completely sealed up suit.
Yeah.
They got gloves, boots, everything sealed, 100% airtight. And then it has supplied air that comes into it.
Right.
And the supplied air comes from a whole nother part of the building, way away from where any virus can get to it. And it's filtered by several filters. So, if it was that bad, then that should be the recommendation, that everybody walks around in spacesuits all day.
How do you think the virus started, since we're talking about conspiracies?
Well, have you ever heard of, what was it, Event 201?
No.
Okay, Event 201 happened in October of 2019, I think it was, or it could have been 2018, but I think it was 2019. And that is put on by Bill and Melinda Gates. And basically, I think it's the Johns Hopkins.
Is this where he's telling us that like we're about to go into or like that we can't handle a virus pandemic like we're going through now?
Yeah, basically what it is, it's all the top health officials in the world. It's like an elite group of these people that get together.
People that created AIDS.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. But they get together every so often and come up with these pandemic scenarios. Okay, so during Event 201, they came up with the event scenario of this pandemic, which would be a coronavirus, which traveled from a bat to a man. But their scenario came out of Brazil somewhere or South America somewhere. And that it would spread across the whole world, and that it would shut global economy. And basically, it's everything that's happening now, except for it came from China versus where their scenario, it came from somewhere in South America. Okay. So then if you take that Event 201 and you couple it with Agenda 21, which have you ever heard of Agenda 21?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm vaguely familiar with it, but I've heard of it before.
Couple it with Agenda 21, which has been changed a couple times, because I want to say the first time it was called Agenda 2020. And the Agenda 2020 was where the UN, I think it was the UN or the EU or one of those groups, wanted to make a one world government by 2020. But they realized that, oh shit, we kind of slacked off on what we are doing. So now we need to move it forward to 2021. So thus it becomes Agenda 21. So from Agenda 2021 to to 21. So now they're trying to make it so by 2021 we have a one world government, and that's why with Event 201, and you got all these elites of the world, which are the NWO and want to control everything in the world. Plus, you see massive pharmaceutical company, which they also kind of run the world too, because they're the ones pushing all these drugs and everything else. It's just really all about money and power is what it boils down to. So they all get together. That really wasn't their event 201. That was more or less, to me, I think, their plans on how they could speed up the process, because they realized that they fucked up and couldn't make 2020. So they needed to speed up the process and create it for 2021. So that's why they were like, okay, well, we already have this lab out in China that has been experimenting with some infectious diseases that could create this pandemic. Oh, the coronavirus. Yep. Let's get them to go ahead and release it. But I think the coronavirus has been around a little bit longer than what they're saying it has been.
I heard it's been around since SHOT Show.
It's very possible, man. With how sick people were getting and coming home from SHOT Show, it's very possible that's where it came from. But
I know my boy Edgar from Guns for Everyone, he's convinced he had coronavirus at SHOT Show.
Yeah, I think I had it back in December, because all the symptoms that I had but see, the doctor never said it was the flu. He said it might be bronchitis, but he didn't think it was the flu, because I had a fever for the 3 days. My nose wouldn't stop running. I was having this dry cough that just wouldn't go away, and I was having all the chest pains and, breathing problems and everything else. So I was like, after hearing all this, a couple months later, I was like, damn, that's just what I had back in December. But I also read another article today that said that they have found evidence of it in England from 2019. Right. But they're not specifically saying that it's 100% true data at this point yet, but they're saying that it's something from the sewage systems, and it's coming from the fecal matter, and that's how they found it. But it was something that they found back in, again, I think it was December. No, it was in March or May. I think it said March or May of 2019.
Wow.
Right.
That's interesting.
Right. The coronavirus has been around for a very long time, but not this version of it. This is SARS-CoV-2 or whatever, SARS-CoV-2.
That's why Lysol went off the shelves, because it actually says kills coronavirus.
Right. Yeah. Coronavirus has been around for a long time. It's basically the common cold.
Right. Right.
So, yeah. So let's see what we got. Some people out here saying COVID isn't half as deadly as they say. Most that get it have symptoms that are less than the common flu, and the common flu kills thousands per year. Yeah. I mean, they still haven't come up to the same amount of numbers that the flu has killed, for sure. My cousin just got over it. She said the worst part about having the coronavirus was the isolation, that she had to be locked up in her room all day.
In this day and age, that's not too bad anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really go out and do much either. So, okay, there are a bunch of diseases that fall into the category of coronaviruses.
Yeah. Yep.
And what do you think about the testing that they're doing for the coronavirus? That only
I heard the test doesn't even tell you if it's the specific one or not. It just tests for a coronavirus. Is that true?
Right. Yeah, and it's only got about a 60% accuracy.
What?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
And the whole system of how they do it is really screwed up, because when you go there for the testing at the testing facilities, they assign you a number, and that goes into the computer, and the computer doesn't differentiate your name from the number. So if there's 100 people in line and you're number 15, let's say, and it's taken 4 hours for them to get to number 15. So you're like, well, fuck this, I'm going home, and you leave. So now number 16 moves up in spot, and number 16 becomes number 15. So you were assigned that number when you signed in, number 15, your name and number goes down as number 15. The computer doesn't know any different. So number 16 now becomes number 15. So if number 16 tests
So
positive,
they don't even know who really has it.
right.
Wow.
So if number 16 tests positive, they're calling number 15 and saying, hey, you tested positive for this test. Right.
Wow. That's in wow.
Yep. And you can get a positive by just having the common cold too.
Now,
Any
isn't it
kind of
true?
respiratory infection.
How long does it take for the test to read positive or negative anyways?
Supposedly it takes 3 days.
But okay. And then literally like the day after we see protests and stuff, they're reporting that coronavirus cases are jumping like the next day. I don't believe that.
Yeah. No, they're not.
The numbers are being padded for sure.
Oh yeah. And I think too, like our dear sweet Lord and Savior, old blackface baby killer Northam down here in Virginia.
I have some words for him. Oh man, he's gonna be the topic of my speech.
Yeah. So he says that he wants to. He's possibly thinking about relocking down Virginia and mandating a mask for. Oh, here we got John back. Woo. All right, and mandating the wearing of masks because of people down in Hampton Roads, the beachgoers. Okay, so everything we've learned up to this point says that heat and sunlight kills the virus, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now how are people going out in the heat and sunlight all day spreading the virus?
In Virginia, where it's been like 100 degrees for like the past week.
Right.
Like it's been hot as hell in Virginia. Nah. Did he already try to do a mask mandate?
How many John Crumps do we have coming in here?
Whoa.
Yeah. It's odd that it takes 3 days.
I'm back.
You can get
both of you are back, John.
Yeah, you got a doppelganger here, John.
Oh, there it goes.
Yeah.
Ohio governor mandated mask Wednesday. Nope, not worn one yet.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna wear like a Michael Myers mask because it specify what type of mask you have to wear.
Right.
Well, we know what mask Northam will be wearing. Idiot.
I love the post.
You talking about his Michael Jackson costume?
Yeah, his Michael Jackson costume.
That was a little too dark for Michael Jackson. Okay.
That's what I said. Michael Jackson was already white by then.
I mean, even as a young boy, Michael Jackson still wasn't even that dark.
Never.
I grew up in the 80s, so I know a lot about Michael Jackson, all the skin tones he went through.
Right.
I've seen it go down over the years, man.
Oh, man.
I just remember his nose falling off.
My biggest issue with mask requirements is that they allow any clothes to be a mask. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, definitely.
I have a bandana that says "Free the People" that I use as a mask. I don't wear it, but I like it because it makes me look cool. But yeah, fuck mask requirements. Oh, my hack for wearing a mask: walk around eating an ice cream cone. They can't tell you to put a mask on because you're eating, and they say if you're sitting down at a restaurant eating, you can't catch it. But when you get up to go to the bathroom and you don't wear a mask, that's when you can catch it.
Right. And how much sense does that make? Really? How much sense does that make?
Oh, it was retarded. Or it was ridiculous, man. Like, I went to and I don't even care. I went to Miller's Ale House, and their manager really told me I had to wear my mask from going outside to the bathroom that is also outside, in between me getting up, going there, and coming back. I'm like, are you serious? Because basically the bar has an outside area to it. And they also have their own bathroom that's outside. And he literally told me I had to put on my mask getting up outside from going from my table to the bathroom. I was like, this is retarded. I was like, no, I'm not doing that. And he left me alone. But yeah.
Yeah, it's funny how I went to Walmart the other day on Monday when they started the mask mandate throughout all their stores in the United States. And so, I got this big beard, so a mask doesn't stay on my face. As soon as I start talking, it just rides up. So I just decided to, wrap a bandana around my face. But as soon as I walk through the door, what do I see? Half the employees got them stuck under their chin or just hanging off their ear. So I was like, fuck this. And I just pulled it down and just went through the store. And there was people, they were letting people in that weren't even wearing masks, didn't even attempt to wear masks. So I'm like, why am I even trying to bother? I was just trying to be nice so I could get in there and get what the fuck I needed and get out, because right now around where I live, Walmart's about the only place that has anything. So
Damn.
I'm kind of forced to go there at this point,
Yeah. Oh, man. What county are you in?
Hanover.
Oh, okay. Okay. My sister lives in Henrico.
Okay, yeah, that's hop and a skip for me, man. I mean, I could throw a stone and hit Henrico. I could also throw a stone and hit New Kent. So
I might be coming down there soon. I like that area.
What, New Kent?
Just the Richmond, Southern Virginia area in general. I'm sick of Northern Virginia.
Oh, you're in Northern Virginia? I thought you were in Richmond.
No, I wish. I wish. I will be soon.
Yeah, right on. It's not bad. It's not bad around here. I mean, I prefer to stay out of Richmond, but it just depends where you go in Richmond, though. I mean, because it's so crowded, crampy city area. It's hard to get around.
Yeah, that's true. Dallas is probably my favorite city. It's a big city.
Yeah. Looks like we lost John again.
Again? Oh, yeah.
I think he's still in the car. Oh.
Playing Batman.
Yeah, see, I'm kind of in the countryish area now. I used to live in the city. I actually came from Massachusetts down here about 19 years ago. And I'll tell you, I know what the city's like, especially the poor side of the city, living in the ghetto, because I came from the ghetto. There we go. Are you still driving, John?
No, I was switching to Wi-Fi.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I live in the ghetto.
John does.
Now.
John lives in the ghetto now?
Yeah.
Yeah, Devin's been to my hovel.
Yeah, it's bad. One room, really old cars. It's an ugly setup.
All right, what do you think of that?
Is that what you kept your marbles in? Did you keep marbles in that?
Did I keep what in that?
Marbles.
Yeah, it's my marble bag. No. Armin Axis said that's what he's going to make his mask out of for the mask mandate in Ohio.
Have you seen the Crown Royal throne?
No.
When you get a chance, look it up. It is the coolest thing in the world.
Maybe I should get that for my hovel.
Cities are going to be zombie land soon. Yeah. I think we're going into what's that movie? The Mockingbird movie. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh,
Hunger Games.
Hunger Games. Yeah, I think we're going to be in regions soon.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Districts.
Yeah. There was actually a movie years ago made in Japan, and everybody says that the lady who wrote the Hunger Games books. Oh, there he goes again. The Hunger Games books actually stole the idea from that movie, and it's called Battle Royale.
Oh well, I mean, That's what they do to us too.
So, yeah, I mean, that was a good movie too. But yeah, I've watched the movie, so I can see where people are kind of getting that idea that it was
I
taken from that.
really thought we were on the verge of a purge like a month ago.
Yeah.
It was looking rough.
Oh yeah, especially when all this stuff started happening with the riots and everything else. Yeah, it was getting real bad, and then the whole Chaz thing that happened.
Again, LARPing.
Yeah.
This is oh man, that I knew from the gate that was going to be bad because the leader of Chop was a SoundCloud rapper.
Yes.
I was like, okay, I'm not paying this any attention either.
That was a great movie, 12 Monkeys.
How do you feel about the movie The Purge? How realistic do you think that looks?
Uh, I mean, I could see it happening. I mean, just like Escape from LA or Escape from New York. You ever seen those movies?
No, I haven't. I probably need to though.
Yeah, they're old 80s movies. Kurt Russell. So basically, what it was is, and I could see where the idea of a purge could kind of spring off of that whole thing was they took New York because it was so riddled with crime and just kind of cased it in with these massive walls and turned it into a prison. So New York was like the new United States
What?
prison for the whole United States, right? Yeah, the whole state of New York, right?
Have you seen on Netflix they dropped a series as soon as this shit started. It's called Contaminant, I think. Containment. I think that's what it is. And it's literally like a virus breaks out, people start dying, and they basically are trying to stop it. But they literally put it on Netflix as soon as this pandemic started. I'm pretty sure that got a lot of people scared.
Yeah. And, it's kind of even funnier because I'd never seen that movie. What the hell was that movie called? Contagion, the one with Matt Damon. Was it
I
Contagion?
don't watch Matt Damon movies.
Oh, okay. Well,
It was my phone. It wasn't actually my internet connection. Imagine that.
even the picture looks much better now.
Yeah. Android did an update right before I got on.
Did you see that? What was the name of that movie with Matt Damon and who was that other chick in it? About the virus that they had.
Elysium?
Contagion or something like that, maybe.
Contagion? Yeah.
Contagion, yeah. And it was funny because I watched that movie about 3 weeks before the announcement of the coronavirus. Just thought it was funny. Somehow it just like happened in front of me. The movie that I watched just started happening in real life.
Well, what do you guys think about the New York Times article? It was also on like Fox News, NBC, and everything else, where they said that the government is about to make an announcement about an otherworldly vehicle not made on this earth.
Like
Haven't they
aliens?
been?
Yeah. Well, they didn't say what it means. They said otherworldly vehicle not made on this earth.
Doesn't surprise me.
Maybe
you got to be kind of naive to think that we're the only ones here.
Yeah, anywhere in this vast universe and universes that they keep discovering beyond other universes and galaxies and all this other stuff. So, I mean, yeah, we can't be the only planet or living organisms ever anywhere.
Yeah, true. I'm kind of into a little bit of astrophysics. I dabble in it a little bit.
Well, there was an article that came out talking about how was it a Air Force pilot that's seen some kind of UFO, and they showed a picture of it, like with the
Navy.
whatever it was, huh?
Navy.
Okay, it was a Navy pilot. Yeah, and they showed a
No,
picture of it in the sights of it or whatever.
Yeah, that was Navy. Yeah, I dabble in astrophysics a little bit for a hobby. Listen to some astrophysics podcasts and stuff like that. I mean, Devin listened to one all the time.
Are you talking about that Black Matter podcast that you were listening to?
Yeah.
I didn't listen to
Dark
it.
Matter.
He listened to it on like fast forward. I couldn't understand what was being said. John doesn't watch YouTube like normal people. He finishes like hour-long like YouTube videos in like 10 minutes. I'm not joking. I have a video of it. It's crazy.
How do you do that? I mean, how do you do that?
He's not the only person that I've seen do it, but yeah, it's impressive.
Well, YouTube lets you play it at like 2 times the play speed, but if you download the video, then you can put in some other programs that will kick it up to about 3 times the play speed.
So you can still understand what they're saying and everything as you watch it?
He can. Not everybody.
Well, that's pretty easy.
I don't know. Maybe I'll have to try it sometime and see if I can get it.
Good luck.
I turned it down for Devin, the speed.
And I still couldn't understand it. Yeah, perfect timing. 2020 is fucked. Sorry, but it is. It's down the drain.
I think Dan might be onto something, saying that they wouldn't come here because they'd be too busy laughing.
Nah,
but at
aliens
the
are
same
gonna
time,
show up. Kanye West is gonna be our president. It's gonna be idiocracy all over again.
At the same time, I think this would be the perfect time for them to attack because we would be blinded and we would never see it coming.
Do you think that could happen from another country while America looks so fractured right now?
No.
Well, never mind.
No, definitely not.
Even North Korea?
Yeah, that was ridiculous. So you're talking about the Red Dawn remake where they had to edit out the Chinese and replace them with North Koreans because China got upset at the studio.
What?
Yeah, the Red Dawn remake was going to be about the Chinese invasion. And China got upset.
Yeah.
Okay, so they so they delayed it for a year so they can digitally alter all the Chinese symbols to replace them with North Korean symbols.
Yeah.
Isn't that what happened with Top Gun 2? They changed the patch that was on like Tom Cruise is in that movie, right?
Yeah, there was a change. It was a Taiwanese patch, and they removed it because
I thought it was a. Yeah, is it Taiwan that they don't recognize as a nation?
Yeah, because China doesn't recognize Taiwan as a nation.
Or is it Hong Kong? It might have been Hong Kong.
That's Taiwan.
I was watching a Vietnam documentary today. That was a crazy war. That was completely off topic, but yeah, that's just what I did today. President Mountain Dew Camacho. Screw it. I'm in. Yep. We're going to start watering all of our plants with Gatorade for the electrolytes. Have y'all seen Idiocracy?
No, I never watched it.
Oh, my God. You have to watch that movie. It's hilarious. Terry Crews is the president.
I love Terry Crews, man.
Just look up a clip of it. You'll die laughing.
Yeah, it's the premise of the movie is this soldier gets frozen for a number of years. He's just like a mediocre soldier, average intelligence. But when he wakes up, he's like the smartest person alive. All the dumb people have have like 80 kids, and all the smart people have like one or two. So in the future, all the dumb people reading over and over again ends up being like he ends up being the smartest man in the world.
Yeah, it's hilarious. It's kind of like a Futurama movie. But like I guess he's a little bit smarter than Fry, but kind of like that. Last good Luke Wilson movie. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out. I think I saw it on Netflix.
Get out of
the
here.
other day when I was perusing through there. Might have been
Idiocracy is on Netflix?
Yeah, it might have been Netflix or Amazon. I can't remember.
Oh, do not play with my emotions. That movie is hilarious. I'm watching that tonight. If it's
If it's there, I'm going.
yeah.
Yeah, they have like their execution are actually monster truck rallies. Monster trucks that run over the people.
No, it's not. It's not on Netflix.
No,
they can't
find
figure out why their crops are failing. But their crops are failing because they're watering them with Gatorade.
Yeah. Electrolytes, John.
Because they're
Gatorade is hydrating, isn't it?
And then he becomes president because like he teaches them like basic life skills. Like how to water plants with water. Oh man.
Yeah, they were actually salting their plants and not filled instead of a. Yeah, kind of thing. It's a great thing. It is definitely great.
Oh yes, it's on Hulu. I'm watching that tonight.
Okay.
Yes.
So that's where I must have seen it because I go to Hulu like every night. I put on either like American Dad or Futurama or something so I can fall asleep at night because I can't fall asleep without noise. So
American Dad or Family Guy? Let's end this argument right now.
Family Guy.
Like them both. I like them both, man. I mean,
really,
Family Guy
got their moments. But I'll tell you, one of my favorite episodes comes from American Dad. Out of all of those,
I was gonna say, I think Stan is way funnier than Peter.
Family Guy, the chicken fights.
The chicken fights are good. To me, Stewie makes the show on Family Guy.
Yeah, yeah. When he beats up Brian for not paying him his money.
You got my money, man? Where's my money, man?
That is hilarious.
I see.
I like
you got
cool whip.
Yeah. Cool whip. Cool whip. I see you got money to be buying fake mustaches. Where's my money, Brian? My favorite episode, and I'm not even a religious person at all, in the very least. I don't believe in none of that. But my favorite episode is the Rapture episode from American Dad. I don't know why, but it is.
I don't think I've seen that one. I'm gonna have to find it.
Yeah. Hey, you got. I'll before we go, I want you guys to meet someone.
Okay.
Come here. I want you to meet someone.
You didn't buy a dog. Oh no, it's a person. Never mind.
I know who it is. I think I got to kind of meet her last night.
Yeah. Here it is. Guess who this is? This is my warrior niece, Bella.
Bella?
Hello.
You see this guy right here? He bought your book today. He wants you to sign it for him.
Yep.
Can you sign it?
Autograph.
Yeah, so she will sign you your book.
Awesome.
His name is Silverback.
Yep.
I'm copying your idea. I want an autograph too.
What's that? Why are you scared? Why are you scared?
Must be the beard. Everybody's afraid of the beard.
Yeah, John, you can't really throw a hooded black guy and a dude with a big beard in front of kids like that. You got to prepare them for that, John. Yo, I'm so watching Idiot. I'm telling you, watch Idiocracy tonight.
Yeah, I'll have time to watch it.
Just DM me thank you, because that's what you will say. It's hilarious.
I'll definitely check it out. Yes, I'm a very scary guy. It's all because of this. That's it. That's the whole thing.
John, is that your fans only pose?
We're gonna keep that up there just so everybody can see it too, since we have two of them now. Oh, look, it's still there. He went away on the other screen. There he is.
John said, if you like what you see, subscribe.
Go over to John Crump channel. Right here on YouTube.
Oh, man.
So back to the 2A stuff. Oh, there he goes. I was going to ask him an important question with the GOA lawsuits that are going on here in Virginia, but he fell off again.
John, you're supposed to be the technology guy, too.
All right.
Sorry, I when I disconnected my when I tried to reconnect my Bluetooth, it didn't really work out too well. You want to come over here, Bella, with me? No. You're fine over there. I'm fine over here. Okay. Yeah, that's my warrior niece, Bella.
Social distancing, John.
I dedicated my book to. And if you guys haven't seen, if you're over at John Crump 2, you can go watch Bella do the Bella show, which I re-recorded a couple nights ago. And she did very, very, very well. We talked about different things. I interviewed her and her sister, Sophia, and she did a great, great job on the show. I think she has a future in YouTube. No, I'm not moving over there, Bella. Don't worry. I think she has a future in YouTube.
John will turn you into a star. I'm living proof.
Yes. Yes, Scott. If you don't know, Devin is my protege.
Oh, right on. Yeah. He was telling me earlier that everything falls under the Black Swan Media, even the Trenchward Chronicles.
Yeah. He came in, I met with him one time, and I was like, let me just ask you this. What would you like to do? He's like, oh, I'd like to do some type of podcast and get my voice out there. I was like,
I just like to talk shit, to be honest.
And 2 weeks later, he had a podcast.
Right on.
Yeah.
Right on.
And it's been running ever since.
Yeah. So if I ever ask you what you want to do, just know.
John will pay for it.
Link.
Just DM him.
Yeah. The GoFundMe link, if you go to crumpy.com, GFM is the GoFundMe link, or also if you go to Amazon, crumpy.com/giants, you can buy the book.
Well, let's see if I can find where the book is real quick, and I'll put a link up to the book.
Just go to crumpy.com/giants, it will redirect.
Crumpy.com/giants. Okay, let's see.
I ran my own redirect things.
I'm a little bit of a slow typer. Here we go. There it is.
Yeah, I ran my own redirecting, so I don't have to worry about I don't have to. Damn it! Keep on clicking off the wrong thing. I don't have to worry about URL shorteners timing out or do whatever. So Yeah, so that is the book, and Kirby.com/GFM is the GoFundMe to follow the book.
You said Crumpy.
.com GFM.
Just GFM, no slash.
It's Crumpy.com/GFM. Yeah, Crumpy.com/OnlyFans. I'm just joking about the box one.
There you
I didn't
go.
know
There's
what
the links.
OnlyFans was until I think someone that was on my show, they asked me about. I think it was Tony Simon asked me about OnlyFans. I was like, "What the hell is that?" And he told Tony, and I'm like, "Oh."
He's talking about the 6 Hour lawsuits. What do you think about that going on with the P320?
The one that dropped, and is that the one?
Yeah, the drop fire issue. That I believe is part of the first lawsuit that's getting handled. But now these other lawsuits are about the gun just discharging all on its own.
Yeah. What's really interesting, I found about the 6 Hour lawsuits. If you look at other guns that are modular handguns, yeah. I don't know if it's the modular design that actually does it, but if you look at modular handguns, it seems like they're always being like the drop fire works. But it's not the only company that's been sued for drop fire test fails. Glock's been sued for drop fire test fails. Honor Defense has as well. Yeah, I don't know how much the drop fire has to hit, at what type of angle it has to hit on for it actually to go off. Sometimes it's just some weird angle that no one would know. But almost every gun manufacturer has been sued at one point for a drop fire test fail.
Well, you know, the weird thing about it is when the whole drop fire thing first got noted and happened, 6 Hour took and tried to repeat it, and they dropped the gun, I think it was 130 times before it actually fired. And they said, go ahead.
Well, that when it comes down to being a modular design.
Right. But they said when it fired, it had to hit exactly on the same angle, like right there behind the striker for it to fire, to make the trigger actually kind of go loose.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so what happens is a lot of these gun companies will drop it. It would never hit at the exact angle. And with modular designs, it's actually even easier because if the guns fit together wrong by just a fraction of a millimeter, you could have a drop test failure. But at the manufacturers, they're never going to find that because they're going to put it exactly together, exactly right, and review it before every drop test. So.
Right. And then the other funny thing about it is when that came to light, all these guys that were putting it on the table and beating on the back of it with a hammer. I watched this one guy. I mean, he was beating on the thing so hard that the trigger guard broke and the gun still never fired.
Yeah, it's just it's modular. You know, we're gonna have a modular gun. So, Glock's been sued. Tons of different companies been sued. Smith and Wesson's been sued for drop fire test failures. It's going to happen.
Yeah, a lot of people are thinking that it's because of it's a striker fire gun more than anything. I mean, I don't know about that, but I mean, I'm not 100% up to the mechanics of a striker fire versus a hammer fire gun. You know,
well, if you look at the Ruger Red Hawk, whatever it is, that's not drop fire safe. That's a revolver.
Yeah. That's crazy. If you can drop a revolver and it goes off, that's pretty crazy.
And the regular solution was not to load that one chamber that the hammer sits on. Well, any type of old Western type guns, none of them are jump fire safe if you load them up to full capacity.
Right.
So it doesn't matter what type it is.
Yes, Regis Philbin died today. He was 88.
What did he die from?
They haven't specified that yet because it just happened sometime this afternoon.
I hope it's something like a crack overdose or something that's just out of the blue.
That's so random, John.
No, it's just old age. Your old age, stroke, heart attack. I want something different with one of these old guys. Like he turned 88. And he's like, hell, what do I have to lose? I'm 88. Start doing like crack or something just because he's 88.
I never tried this before in my 88
Exactly.
years.
Damn. He looks old.
If I reach 95, I'm gonna go on a crime spree. Just to let you know.
Just make sure I get your car in the will.
Ooh, wow.
The fast one.
One more month, he would have been 89. Maybe he didn't want to turn 89, so he offed himself.
No, that's going a little bit too far.
Oh, but smoking crack isn't.
Right.
Oh.
Crack overdose. Perfectly fine.
It might have been earlier this morning. I'm not sure exactly when it
Maybe
was.
he had dirt on the Clintons.
It was suicide.
Well, he did tweet out yesterday, hey, you never hear what I heard. You never guess what I heard about Hillary.
So we were talking about.
It's like Hillary Clinton. Sorry. I just want to make one more point about Hillary Clinton.
Oh,
Hillary Clinton has
like
90 some people near her that have committed suicide. Either there's something going on there, or she's the most boring person in the world and driving people to suicide.
Yeah.
I think it could be a little bit of both, quite honestly.
I think she's killing people. I definitely think she's killing people.
So, we were talking before you fell off. Before I was going to ask you about, what's going on in the world of the GOA and the lawsuits that are happening down here in Virginia.
Okay. Yeah, I can definitely talk about that. We won part of our universal background check lawsuit. So if you're between the ages of 18 and 20, you can buy a handgun without going through a universal background check. Because what the legislature did is they accidentally raised the buying age of a handgun from 18 to 21. Because in Virginia, you only had to be 18 years old to buy a handgun. But you can't transfer it through a FFL unless you're 21. So what happened was when they put universal background checks into effect, it basically changed the buying age. The judge in the case said, "Hey, that's not kosher." He also had some other concerns about the case being unconstitutional, but there was still a method of transferring handguns. So he said, that doesn't meet the need of an emergency injunction since there's still ways of transferring a handgun, even if it's unconstitutional in the long run. But he did say the rights of 18 to 20-year-olds are being held irreparably, which we agree with. So he basically hit a stop right there. The next stop for our case in the universal background check case is the Virginia Supreme Court. where hopefully we'll get the whole universal background checks knocked down. We have a one handgun a month case going on right now. And the one handgun a month case, our emergency injunction was denied. A couple different things. The emergency injunction was denied because one of the reasons was the law was in effect before. We never filed an emergency injunction before. So he's like, why do you need it? Why do you need it to be an emergency? So we didn't lose the case. It's just we have to wait for the injunction part. Emergency injunctions, if you don't know, the burden of proof and standard is a lot higher than a regular injunction. So that's still going on. There's some other cases that are going to be coming down shortly, and there's like some big cases that gonna really shake the core. That we that I'll just leave that. I don't want to let the cat out of the bag on some of those, but they're not because I don't trust you guys or people out there in the audience. Is you don't trust the other side not to pick up information, and I don't want them to know anything until until the surprises come down.
Right. I hear that. So what do you think about the future of Virginia as far as what could possibly be our next governor? What direction do you think we're going in that direction? Do you think we're going to have a Republican governor? Are we going to go back to more Republican majority or what?
It's going to be hard. I think we will return part of the legislature Republican control to the pro-gun side. It's going to be hard to get control of all three of the governors in the two chambers of the legislature. But hopefully we can. But it's going to be hard. There is an emergency session coming up next month. Yep. I know a lot of people are making a big deal of this gun law is going to come up. This gun law is going to come up. Honestly, I don't want to do any fear mongering or talk about they're definitely going to bring this up, because right now we don't know what they're going to bring up. Right now, there's no gun stuff officially on the docket, but that's not to say it won't be added. And that's on August 18th. So there might be some anti-gun stuff coming up, and there might not be, but we just don't know quite yet. Right now, there isn't any on the docket, and it's supposed to just be COVID stuff and budgetary stuff because of the COVID stuff. But I wouldn't be surprised if they do add some gun stuff, but we will see. But I get text every day saying, "Hey, this is coming up. This is coming up." And then when I do some research into it, it's never from a. I want to say, I don't want to use the word reliable source, but when I check it with people in the know, whether it's state senators or state delegates, I've been told so far, no, it's still not on the docket, but it could be. We just don't know yet. When we get closer, I will let everyone know, but I don't want to put out a bunch of bad information saying this is coming up, and not come up. Then next time, I don't want to be like the boy that cried wolf. Right. But we do need to call still and say, oppose any gun legislation that's coming up in the emergency session. We still need to start those calls now. We still need to make those emails now. But I can't say for sure that any anti-gun stuff is going to come up. But we just need to start making those calls now to head it off. But I want everyone out there to know that I am monitoring the situation. And if I do get word, I'll put up a bad signal and say, do it now, even though that you should do it now already, but do it. This is an imminent threat instead of this is a possible threat. Right now, we're like it's like a DEFCON 2 or whatever instead of a DEFCON 1 or whatever, whichever way it goes. Which way it goes.
So we got to see that little John Crump logo up in the air.
Yeah. I just want people to know that it is a very strong possibility, and we do need to start calling now. But right now, there's nothing 100% sure definite.
Yeah, even when times are quiet, we still need to remind them that hey, these are our rights. You know,
That was the problem last time. Yep. We got lulled to sleep, and then here came the blue wave.
Yeah, well, I tried everyone, and everyone was like, "Oh no, they're not gonna take it." I was like, "Dude, you gotta get out there." I know tons of gun owners who didn't go to the polls because they figured it would never happen.
Right, and it happened.
And it happened, yeah. Mm-hmm. But we do need to get out there and support candidates who are running for Congress, like Daniel Gade, who's running against Warner, and Nick Freitas, for example.
Yep.
And John Collett down in Portsmouth area. We do need to get behind these people and support them and give them our support. Even though that I handle mostly local issues, by sending a message on the national level to the people in like the House of Delegates and the Virginia State Senate that hey, look, you guys are looking at us and look what we did in the national level. We took out Warner, and we took out this guy, we took out this guy who you guys thought was safe. Well, maybe now what we can do is send them a message saying we're going to take you guys out if you guys don't smart enough here.
Well, yeah, and speaking of Warner, him and Kane are trying to pass along what Virginia is doing here to the federal government as well.
Absolutely. I think they're going to have a little bit less success than they did on a state level, but they are absolutely going to try to push it on the national level.
What do you guys think about since they got rid of the preemption law here in Virginia, all the localities trying to nickel and dime each little individual spot of gun control that they can?
Didn't Newport News already ban something there?
Carrying on city property.
Yeah.
Also, in the streets adjacent to the city property in Alexandria did the same thing. I'm hearing Roanoke is going to try to do the same thing as well.
Yeah, I mean, it makes it really hard and difficult for everybody who does carry around because, I mean, if you're somebody who has to travel all around the state for your business or whatever, how are you going to know what each county or city's laws are to be able to make sure you're abiding by them when you're in that county or city? I mean, you're going to have to study every single freaking city there is, or what?
I'll be honest, I'm just not going to follow them.
Well, that's what happened in 2004 when they got the transfer law put on the books. Is because that was one of their arguments is no one knows, what laws from county to county, and that's the transfer law was put on the books because of that.
Which makes sense. I mean, because you really can't, be up to snuff on everything that's going on in what there's over 100 counties in Virginia. So, I mean, how are you going to be knowing what's what where? That's just asking for trouble and trying to make people into criminals that otherwise would never be a criminal.
Yeah, it's making my job a lot harder.
I bet. Especially up there in Northern Virginia, that's where most of this stuff is coming from, too.
Yep.
Yeah, it's coming from Northern Virginia, but it's making my job a lot harder because I get questions from people all over the Commonwealth.
That's why I'm relieved when people ask me where I'm from and I say Virginia. They don't ask me, like, where, so I don't have to say the northern part. But yeah, it's bad.
Yeah. Well, all right. It's about time to get off of here, so I want to thank you guys for coming on. Devin,
thank you for having me.
Yeah,
Sorry
John,
for
you're
all the
always
trouble.
welcome. Oh, no problem, man. I mean,
Yeah, it was a problem, John. It was a big problem.
Well, if I were to realize it was my phone and not my internet connection to begin with, I could have fixed it.
Blame the device, not the user.
User operator error.
Look at that face. But yeah, thank you guys for coming on. Devin, we'll have to get together sometime. I got my own personal range right here in my backyard. So if you want to come out and shoot sometime, man, just get in touch with me.
Really?
Only do handguns though, because it's only 18 yards. So
I don't care. I'm
yeah.
coming. I'm coming to the Richmond area on the 15th. I'm coming to your house.
15th, all right, yeah.
I'll bring Maj with me.
Right on, yeah. Hell yeah, man.
No.
Maj is more than welcome too, man. I really wish I could have had him on tonight as well too, but I know he's busy.
I'll
The
try
Silverback-
to work that out for you.
Yeah, Silverback is near Rogers.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You're who?
One of our friends, he has a really nice private range down there.
Oh, yeah, right on. Right on. And John, you know you're always welcome to come over too, man. Anytime. Anytime.
Thanks. And I think we have a private range being set up near us, Devin.
Excuse me? Who?
There you go.
Well, keep me informed because I'm sick of indoor ranges.
Yeah. I don't really much like indoor range, especially now that you have to wear a mask while you're at the range.
They don't make me wear one while I'm shooting, but I guess while you're in the lobby area, they said you have to wear one. I don't, but yeah. Cody doesn't make me wear one, John, so.
Yeah, you should have Blackfin. Cody at Blackfin is a really good guy. Should have Silver Eagle.
Oh, one more thing, John. The GOA Gunathon. Are there hopes for that to happen anytime soon, or what?
It's going to happen. Just when,
Right.
just when we don't know.
I know it's going to be a big trouble, especially with everything that's going on right now, and
Yeah.
our lovely governor trying to put a curb to as many 2A things as he possibly can. So.
It's going to happen, but GOA has new programs coming out with partner programs with a bunch of different companies like Defender Coffee and there's some ammunition companies, and it's like really, really great stuff. So it's gonna be good.
Yeah, that's what I need. I need me an ammo sponsor, man. I burn up so much ammo when I'm making my videos; it's ridiculous.
Yeah, the issue with some of the ammo sponsors now is they don't have enough for the people they sponsor.
Right. I mean, they don't have enough for people buying it either because you can hardly find it anywhere.
Yeah. I also want to offer a congratulatory welcome to our newest sponsor for the Black Swan Media family, and that is Gun Credit. Also, the owners, also the owners of Gunstreamer.
Right on. Gunstreamer, I'm glad that they kind of pulled out of the muck there and stayed alive. So.
Yeah, well, Gun Credit came in and they saved them. The guys over at Gun Credit, Matt over at the Gun Credit, is a really good guy. And that was just last night actually. So there you go.
Hey.
All right, Devin, give yourself one last plug before we're out of here.
You can catch me on all platforms at Trenchwork Chronicles. Donate to Kids the Kings. That's the program that I'm starting with Walk the Talk America. It's really important. It's honestly, we're going to clean up a lot of the dirty laundry that the Second Amendment community has been neglecting for a little bit. But other than that, make sure you go donate to Black Guns Matter. Take a No Other Choice firearms training course with Kevin Dixie. Check out fullyloadedclip.com.
Right on. And somebody out there wants to know where they can get a hoodie just like the one you're wearing right now.
Go to arlife.com, and I have my own line with that website. So it's arlife, arlife 2018.com.
I'm still waiting for my T-shirt.
It's in the mail.
and it gave it away.
Look, John, coronavirus happened. Yeah.
Look at that. Now he's using that as an excuse, man. He's falling into the
I
trap.
give his to Cheryl Todd because
Oh,
she's
okay.
prettier than him.
All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Hope you all had a good time tonight. We had some laughs. We had some controversy, which is always good because it gets people thinking. Because, you know, we are all people and we all have different opinions, and it's good to express our difference of opinion. But we also have to come together and realize that that's what makes us people is our differences of opinion. And that's what makes the world go round. Whether you agree with it or not, you still have to really support each other and get out there. And like Devin was saying earlier, you got to find some common ground. There's always some common ground somewhere. All right, everybody. Yep. Thanks for watching. Have fun.